This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Kind of like the Marlins. Wow, that was a bombshell today to drop. We saw yesterday before the game, Orania and the other guys that got positive. So they had 4 guys that were positive, and then that turned into 8 more guys that are positive, along with 2 coaches that are positive in the process. So now the game with the Marlins and the Orioles tonight, the home opener, is canceled. Also, the Phillies-Yankees game has now also been postponed too, and that's the right thing to do because you don't know how many Phillies are affected by all of this. See, in the backward-ass plan of Major League Baseball, you have players that are not in bubbles. They're traveling. You know that the Marlins spread it to other people, right? And I love when people are saying, well, we were going to find out when they first travel and on the first trip. Well, the Marlins didn't pick this up in Philly. They brought it from Florida, okay? We are a hot spot. We are the epicenter. Forget hot spot. We're the mother effing epicenter of the world.
We're number one.
Because we are the dumbest people on the planet, Americans. Obviously, look at Europe. They crushed it, right? We're morons. We got to fight morons and idiots. Oh, you're taking away my rights, forcing me to wear a mask. No, you asshole. We're trying to save lives. We're trying to bring down this thing. And we're not. You know, I'm watching all the protests and rioting in Portland, and I'm seeing half those people without masks. Sure enough, Oregon will become a hotspot soon because it's only the inevitable, you know? And look what happens now. It's the first week of it's the first 5 days of baseball. And look what's going on. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. And not only that, you know how cheesy it is that these billion-dollar businesses have the kind of test that you have to wait 24 hours? Do they not realize? And here's the other thing that they don't realize. Do you know you get COVID and you can test positive? Like, I'm sorry, negative, that you don't have it for like another day or two? Meanwhile, it's building up inside of you. You're spreading it. You don't know that. And then a couple days later after you contract it is when you actually test positive. You don't test positive the second you get COVID. There is no, I saw Craig Mish tweet out that, well, everybody thought that they were doing the safe thing. There's no such thing as safe. That's where Major League Baseball and the players, it must be the players that must be that stupid to think that there's a way of doing it safe. The owners are just stinking greedy. All they care about is money, just like football. That's all they care about is money. Okay? They're not thinking about the best way of executing it and the safest way. No. That's the NBA. The NBA says, how can we execute it in a safe fashion? If we don't do it in a safe fashion, think about this. The NBA gets one COVID test and cancels the season. Let's see what Major League Baseball does now with 12. Let's find out, because your testing does not help. The fact that you're not in a bubble does not help. The NBA is in a bubble, and yet one moron went to a strip club. And they're in a bubble. And yet one moron said, oh, I got to have the chicken wings at this strip club. Okay? I mean, think about that. So can you imagine baseball players and football? Forget football, bro. Football's a joke. Come on. How do you play football in a pandemic? You can't play baseball in a pandemic, and they have no contact whatsoever. And you saw, guys, there were a couple teams that did the fake high five, but I saw high fives all the time. I saw spitting. I saw everything. Everything that you normally do, they were still doing in baseball. Why? You know why? Because we still have the people in this country that are not taking this thing serious. Oh, no, it's just like the flu. No, it's not, asswipe. It's not like the flu. It's way stronger than the flu. It's way more contagious than the flu. And it could kill way more than the flu. In fact, 10 to 12 times more killer than the flu ever was. I mean, this is not proof for you. I don't know what you need. But we're not going to have football. Okay? We're not going to have football. The only way we will have football is what I told you last week, and we've talked about it several times. You got to have 32 bubbles. And baseball, maybe you know what? You talk to your players and say, guys, do we want to have a season or not? Do we want to be healthy or not? Well, then the only way to do it is that we're all quarantined in bubbles throughout the season. So if football players are willing to go 4 or 5 months in a bubble, then they have an opportunity to make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. But if they're not willing to make it in the bubble, then they make nothing and they stay out. And that's it. And baseball players, the same thing. That's all. You can find a hotel. It's not like they're all packed nowadays. Hotels need business. So you can actually dominate a hotel all by your lonesome, right? Or you don't even have to, it doesn't even have to be the whole hotel. Maybe it's half the hotel. Certain floors, you have security guards, that's it, and nobody goes in there except players and coaches. And that's all, it's over. And you're quarantined, you have your own people, you go to your own practice field, your own stadium, and then the visiting stadium, all chartered planes that are already, that only you fly in, okay? And that's it, it's over. And you'll find people that are willing to work under those conditions happily because you're going to pay them. And if you're players, if you're willing to you want to make all that money you make, then make that sacrifice. You know, it's, oh, I can't be away from my family for get the hell out of here with that wimpy ass crap. I mean, if you got a sick family member, if your wife is pregnant, that's understandable. But if everybody's healthy and fine, oh, please, dude, you can be away from your wife and your kids for a couple of months. It's not the end of the world, man. You'll see them in a couple of months. You'll get to hug them in a couple of months. But if you think you're going to get away with sports without a bubble, this was the example. This is why I've been so adamant about football not happening because of this. Because you're going to tell me you're going to play a contact sport in a pandemic and you're not going to bubble them? Oh, come on, dude. I mean, how stupid can you be? And if you're sitting back and see, here's the thing, Major League Baseball and NFL, if you're not bubbling, there's no way of making it safe. And the example of the Marlins should be now set for the MLS when they leave the bubble, the NFL now coming, and the rest of the Major League Baseball season because, well, if there's one. You know why? You also have to think of your families. You know, those Philly players, they went back to their houses and brought back that virus to somebody. I bet your ass, you guaranteed they brought it back to somebody. And so did the Marlins players. So I would not be surprised to hear that now some family members from the Marlins players are now also sick with coronavirus. And this is exactly what you don't want. What if you have an elderly person in your home, dude? This is the part that terrifies the crap out of us. I won't go see my mother-in-law. My wife goes to see her mom. I won't see her. I told her, are you kidding me? What if I accidentally get it? I went to a drive-thru, I got it accidentally, whatever, and then I give it to your mom. And then your mom gets really sick. How am I going to deal with you for the rest of your life? Are you kidding me? No way am I going to be the guy that kills your mom. No. You know, and she looked at me like, wow, that's kind of harsh. And I go, yeah, exactly. So I'll wait till this is over. I'll wait till we're all safe. And then I'll go, I've seen your mom from a distance, and I say hi, and that's the way it's going to be, dude. I'm not going to hang around that woman. I don't want anything to do with getting her sick at all. You know what I mean? I've dealt with her for 30-something years. You know what? I can't deal with her for a couple months. And you know what? I don't even have one of those adversarial relationships with your in-laws. You know, they're like, oh, I can't stand my in-laws. I love my mother-in-law. Kind of a goofball, but I love her. You know, she's old, set in her ways, all that, but, you know, she's like classic Cuban. But she's awesome. Great people. Now, I don't want to be around the woman at all, dude. At all. Oh, that's overreacting. No, it's not overreacting, dude. I don't want the burden. What? That's the problem with the people that are anti-masks. They don't realize that they've probably already got a couple of notches on their six-shooters because they probably killed a couple of people already, and they don't even know. And you know why? Because they're so ignorant, they actually still believe that this is nothing. This is like some plot that every government in the world has gotten together and, hey, let's screw the world over. Let's just set everybody back. Wow. And oh, by the way, Marlins won 2 of 3 against the Phillies. The game yesterday, the 11-6 game, was a blast. Miguel Rojas batting .700, kicking ass. Brian Anderson hits a 3-run job. Duger digs himself into a hole early on, you know, and 4-1, whatever, after this kid hits the 3-run job. And, you know, it looks, wow, you know, and it's just, and they had guys out, so they weren't even at full go because they already had some affected Corona guys. They beat the Phillies with Rona. Okay? Well, the Marlins are such badasses. They caught Rona and still beat the Phillies 2 out of 3. That's badass there. That's badass there. Right? You could like call the Phillies. Dude, I can beat you with Rona. You know, that's kind of like what's going on there with the Marlins. Yeah, great series. You guys are lucky we didn't have Rona. We might have beat you by 400 runs instead. Wow. I mean, that's a good weekend for the Marlins. They take 2 of 3, and now they lose 40% of their roster. There's a chance that the season could be canceled. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Because think about it. You've got to now quarantine the entire Marlins team. You have to. And you have to quarantine the entire Phillies team. You have to. You have no choice. You have to quarantine all of the umpires. 60 days. What do you start doing? A whole bunch of doubleheaders? It's already a compacted season. Now you've got to take 2 weeks out of it, a quarter of it. You are quarantined for a quarter of the season. That's effed up, dude. That's effed up. Okay? And did you hear? And it's, I don't know if players are greedy or stupid or both, or I'm not exactly sure. But the NFL, they said that they're going to be testing every day until it gets down to 5%, and then it'll be every other day. And I'm sitting there going, wow, are you people like that stupid? See, and it's not true, right? Because there's a lot of smart guys in football. But there is that perception that you've got the Neanderthal, the meatheads, right? And that's a meat-headed type of agreement with an owner. That's where I turn to the owners and I say, no. When it gets down to 0%, then we can test every other day. As long as there's 8%, you're testing every day with the same kind of vigilance. Because by letting one person slip becomes 4, becomes 12, becomes a pandemic. You idiots. Because that's exactly what went on with the Marlins. Because this thing, a lot of you are too young. But there was this commercial. Breck? Was it Breck? The one that you tell a friend and so on and so forth, and it's 2 and it's 4 and it's 6. Remember that commercial, you old farts out there, because you're a stinking old fart like I am. If you remember that commercial, I think it was Breck shampoo, right? Because something tells me it wasn't like one of those Head and Shoulders, one of those, those types of shampoos that have been monsters all the way through. I think it was Breck.
The line was, they tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
And it spreads. That's exactly what this stinking virus is. So how are you going, if you're NFL players, how are you that freaking stupid? And I swear I want to say the other F word. Because you are NFL players. You are effing stupid to agree to something like that. I mean, let me repeat myself. NFL players, you are freaking effing mother effing stupid for agreeing to that. Okay? Because that's exactly what happens. Just, you get a nice weekend. Look, Marlins are going nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about them going to the playoffs or any of that stupid ass crap. I just want to enjoy baseball, dude. And this weekend, I watched a bunch of baseball, some soccer, bro. I had a great effing weekend. A little MMA over the weekend, too. I mean, it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. And then to watch these young-ass Marlins, take 2 of 3 from the overrated, underperforming Phillies. Right? I mean, isn't that them? I mean,
that's
they spend money and they don't do anything with it, right?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm not out of line.
You are 100% on that.
And I don't want to take anything away from what the Marlins did. The Marlins were fantastic this weekend, okay? Phillies have spent enough money that they should dog the Marlins 3 straight, is what they should do. All right? And Marlins played well. It was fun, man. You know why? It's the American way. We love rooting for the underdog. The underdog's fun to root for. You know what I'm saying? And we have an ultimate underdog in our young Marlins. And because these are like babies, these kids. And we're about to see even, infants now, because these guys are getting COVID. And if they do continue, which, again, we're going to see what kind of responsibility they actually are going to display here. Because what is responsible? What is responsible? Isn't responsible canceling the season? Watching what a pandemic can do? Knowing that you don't have the testing protocol in place? Knowing that you can't do anything safe in sports during a pandemic? You cannot maintain 6 feet apart. You cannot maintain proper social distancing all the time. You're going to have people in the same rooms, in the same locker rooms. It's impossible to get this done without people being all over each other. And think about this, how much it has spread already in baseball, because they were all loosey-goosey and they were all confident and all that stuff. And this had nothing to do with travel, okay? These Marlins players did not pick up any of this in Philadelphia. They brought it to Philadelphia. That's why the country of Canada said, there you go. Here you go, Blue Jays. Screw you and screw all of baseball. You're not bringing that shit in here. And they were right. And right now, Canada's going, you see? That's why we did it. That's why we did it. Because they brought and polluted Philadelphia with those Marlins, who came from Florida, the biggest disgrace we have in this country when it comes to COVID. And that's exactly why Canada did it. And they're right. I tweeted, when they did that, I tweeted back out, I said, someone has to be responsible. Because I know it's not Major League Baseball. And, the funny part is listening to seam heads, or listen to the pigskin people, or listen to the college football pigskin heads, and they're trying to all it could be pulled off if you do this, and no, you can't, dude. You can't pull this off. Okay? There's no pulling this off. I just saw a rapper in Vegas having an ass-eating party in a pool with a whole bunch of women. Seriously. I'm not joking. It's out there on social media. I forgot the guy's name, the rapper's name, but he put out on several videos with him and like 8 hoes, and they're hanging in a pool, and he's eating all of them. Okay? He's having a smorgasbord with all of them. Every orifice possible. Yeah, that's healthy as hell.
Classy girls.
Yes, very classy. I will tell the guy this, you could do a lot better. I mean, either that or you're not a very good rapper. I'll give you the guy's name in a minute here if I can find it. But I'm telling you, it's funny as hell. Here, let me see. I got it here. I can pull it up now. Casanova. Okay? That's the name. Rapper is Casanova. And the chicks around him are so unimpressive. It's, I mean, if you're going to get Rona, then, I got to surround myself with, again, it's got to be,
Make it from filet mignon?
Yes.
Not chopped steak?
No. That's that ground beef full of fat. Okay?
75-25, not even an 80-20.
No. Seriously. I was like, wow. I know it sounds disgusting, but this is what they're doing. They're having Rona parties in Tuscaloosa to see who catches Rona first. You got rappers doing all of that. And those hoes are the ones that are in clubs going after NBA players. Okay? Major League Baseball players, NFL players. Hockey, I don't know. Hockey guys don't look to me like the club type as much. Maybe there's a few that sneak out, but I would imagine all the other sports, it's like Major League Baseball. Half those guys are going to be in strip clubs in every city they stop in.
Hockey guys go out on the ice, cut a hole, get in that little room, and go ice fishing, right?
Yeah. Hockey guys just drink. That's all they do.
Well, that's what you do in that room. Stay warm, you drink, you fish. Maybe you hope the fish don't bother you so you can do more drinking.
I mean, give me a break, dude. That is just ridiculous. It really, and it's a shame because they actually had a good weekend. Rona and all, they had a good weekend until everything hit the crappy fan.
Let me ask you, the situation with Soto from Washington, was that not irresponsible? Kind of like you got the situation, this guy's been around the team, and I don't care. I called the CDC. The CDC told me that, if you get it, it may take a couple days before it's going to register on a test. And it may take the whole 14 days before it actually is in your system enough to actually register on the test.
And it'll take you a week to get back the results anyways in this sorry-ass system we have in this country. I mean, it's pathetic, dude. You know what I saw in the testing? They have you swabbing. Did you notice that?
Like you're going to get it back there and touch your eyeball to really get it good, right?
Like they're telling, oh yeah, no, go here. Right? No wonder half the tests are wrong, But then again, there you go. That's our government. Alexa V, the president, got in first. Good morning. A little roll call. Ian from Brooklyn is in the house. Call of Duty. John Rouse is in the house. Eugene 96. And he's right. I know you got a lot to talk about. Yes, we do. NorCal Dolphin. He says Puff Puff can't give. Exactly, NorCal. Hope you're feeling better.
Hope you're doing good, bud.
Yep. Antonio Matos. Let's see. Just finished my round of disc golf this morning before it gets hotter than Hades at the Jersey Shore. Jean-Luc is in. Matthew Walker. Life's a gamble. Marlins are done for. We'll see. John Santos. Is it too late for the NFL to change their protocol about Corona? Nothing's too late, my friend. It's never too late, but it's up to the players and the owners to agree, and they're going to have to agree to a new thing. You know what I mean? So
you have to be in the same place, go to the same bus, the same elevator, the lady from China, that spread it to 70. It was through the elevator,
The
right?
elevator.
So you can't like go to a strange place.
No.
Once you go like anywhere that's not like within the
Yankees going into the visiting Phillies clubhouse, where it's been polluted by a whole bunch of Marlins. You know, it's like, well, they'll disinfect it.
I don't.
Do we know enough about this to make sure that you're going to get everything in there? I mean, it's like, dude, I'm Aaron Judge, and I got all this money I got to make for the rest of my life. I don't know if I want to risk this. You know what I'm saying? I'm Mike Stanton or Giancarlo Stanton, and I'm always injured. I don't know if, my money's guaranteed. Hey, I'll take a year off. I'm good. It's just, this is weird, man. Life is a gamble, says Big O. Maybe masks ain't enough, bro. Exactly. The thing is that we don't know enough about this. The experts continue to learn about this. They didn't know it was airborne up until a couple of months ago.
Did you see the report that they said there's 6 different strands of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. And they become more what's it called? More contagious.
Oh yeah, they're actually, these things get stronger and get more sneaky.
Yeah,